Most people never live. They just react. That's the quiet tragedy of human existence. Days slip by like sand. Choices are made, habits harden, but none of it is chosen. It's all a chain of reactions, to pressure, to noise, to the world's demands. They wake because an alarm tells them to. They hurry because everyone else is rushing. They worry because the world whispers that they should. And then one day they die, having never lived a single day that was truly theirs. But if that line pierces something inside you, then something inside you is still alive, still awake, still capable of saying, "Not me." Because there are two kinds of minds in this world, those driven by the world and those that drive the world. The difference isn't luck, it isn't bloodline. It's mindset, the invisible architecture behind every choice. The 1% live by this creed. You are the author, not the echo. The Stoics knew this long before any modern book or self-help guru. They trained their minds to command instead of obey. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, not your wealth, not your fame, not your circumstances. Because once your thoughts collapse, even paradise becomes prison. The masses let the world feed their minds. The 1% guard the gate. Most people wait to be motivated, wait for permission, wait for a sign, a push, a perfect moment. But waiting is the silent assassin of dreams." Seneca warned, "While we are postponing, life speeds by." The 1% refuse to wait. They act, not because they feel ready, but because they know clarity follows action. Every day they live by design, not delay. To live with the 1% mentality is to reclaim sovereignty over your inner world. It's to say, I decide what matters. I decide what I will suffer for. I decide who I will be. And this path is not easy. It's honest. It's yours. Most people run from discomfort. But in doing so, they run from growth. They chase pleasure, food, gossip, distractions, to silence the scream of an unfulfilled soul. But every pleasure used as escape becomes a new form of slavery. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Pleasure isn't the enemy, dependence is. The 1% train themselves to endure temporary pain in exchange for lasting freedom. They choose discipline over indulgence. They choose self-respect over approval. They choose truth over comfort, even when no one is watching. The herd lives by reaction. The 1% live by principle. They have a standard, carved inside them like stone. Not a plan that bends with mood or convenience. A code. They measure success not by results, but by alignment. If they win by betraying that code, it's defeat. If they lose but stay aligned, it's victory. Stoicism was never cold philosophy. It was mental armor, inner engineering, a system for building a mind that can walk through chaos and stay unshaken. You can lose your wealth, your job, your reputation. But if you don't lose yourself, you've lost nothing. That is the secret advantage of the 1%. They don't need the world to stay standing. They stand because they chose to. And you don't need to become someone else to live this way. You begin in the smallest choices. When you choose silence instead of anger, discipline instead of delay, truth instead of approval, courage instead of comfort. These small acts done daily become destiny. Every morning, ask, what would the strongest version of me do right now? Then do that, even when it's hard, even when it hurts. That's how the 1% is forged. Not by talent, not by privilege, but by alignment repeated until it becomes identity. Listen closely. The rarest currency in this world is self-command. A person who cannot be shaken becomes magnetic. They don't chase respect. It orbits them. They don't demand trust. It grows around them. They don't beg to be chosen. They become the obvious choice. When such a person walks into a room, you feel it. Not because of wealth or beauty, but because their mind is not controlled by the room. They bring their own weather. You want to change your life? Don't start with goals. Start with identity. Ask yourself, what would someone with the 1% mindset never tolerate? Then stop tolerating it. What would they never postpone? Then act on it today. You will outgrow people. You will disturb the comfortable. You will be misunderstood. Good. Comfort never built a sovereign mind. This path is not meant to please the world. It's meant to free you from it. So remember this whenever hesitation creeps in. Most people exist in reaction. The rare few live by design. Decide, right now, which one you will be. Because life isn't waiting. Time isn't negotiating. The years will pass, whether you command them or surrender to them. Control your mind, or your mind will control you.